fascinating. I could see entire courses, being
Yeah.
put out about this. And I'm just so grateful that I was a curious person,
Hmm.
went down a rabbit trail and
Yep.
figured this out. So this is a very exciting I call it a mini software tool because it's very simple to use. It doesn't
Hmm.
require any installation or anything. It's super easy, super simple, and it's going to really blow your mind, I think, as you get into it.
That being said, the plrshow.com/Dave E. And I'm going to now kind of stop this part of the conversation. I've asked Dave to just kind of take me inside so we can get into the guts of this because I actually want to know for myself now, right? So that with that, everybody, thanks very much. Have a great day. And the link is right down here, the plrshow.com/Dave E. Hey everybody, if you have any questions, you can. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. That was the portion that we did with Dave early on this morning, and Dave's one of our Ultimate Insider members, and Dave's been around for a little while. And as I said, um, he originally kind of came on my radar from having done an info product by infomercial. You may remember it. It was by eBay and I actually bought that product. I don't know about you. So if you can get, I went inside of the product with Dave. I acted as you, as a PLR user, and kind of asked him some questions based on what he has in there, and based on how you want to go through it. And of course, the deal with this, with me giving you this bonus, I will have the training, and so. Um, I could probably give you a bunch of stuff, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of be open to your asking me questions, and then we'll process it, right? So if you have any questions when you go through it, just write me in support, and I will answer your questions about this. Okay, so that's that. I do want to talk briefly about AI automations and bots, and about how you are going to start presenting this idea to your customer. I don't have a lot planned, but I do want to talk about tomorrow night. I'm going to be doing the perfect pre-sale for Melody and Sharon as part of their bots, and those individuals that purchased their bot through my affiliate link. I'm going to do a pre-sale call for you. But let me kind of give you some insight on what we're talking about when you are going to go before an audience. You don't have any idea of whether or not your customer is going to be willing to buy either instruction or a specific automation. Now, the deal with automation is that a lot of these things are easy enough to understand that if you've got a custom do an automation by using either instruction that Sharon gave you, or just by using a recipe for an automation, you should be able to do it. Now, we're going to be releasing some automations and some recipes on how to do it, but basically, you always want to customize, or give the customer the ability to customize a GPT. Now, marketers um, don't always count, because marketers will kind of buy, sell, and trade automations. And they will sell those automations and trade automations just based on um, selling and reselling. A real customer will want to have these things customized to their business. But when you say customize, first of all, don't get the idea in your head that's going to be a lot of work. Second of all, don't think that it's low value, because what you're really doing for a customer when you give them an automation using AI, you are really giving them the ability to, first of all, work harder on the problems that really matter in their business. And you're really freeing them up to make more money. And so you ought to charge accordingly. So it's not a low value task. Understanding how to do this for someone is probably one of the more valuable services that you can provide, and you don't commoditize. If you just focus on selling and reselling, right? You can do that. Understand that. That is something that you can do. However, that is the lowest level process that you can possibly have. You want to focus on being, whether you be an expert in one specific, people use the word vertical. I'm not trying to be fancy, but I'm just saying, if you want to be take one sliver and you get good at creating automations, applying AI bots, applying these things to a specific kind of business, I think that's where you want to be if you can be. And I know a lot of people that I have talked to over the last couple of days who are doing this, they really have a specific market. Some people cut that market locally. So, in other words, they are the go-to person in a specific local market. Some people are a go-to guide or person within a specific industry niche or sub niche. They know that sub niche well enough so that people refer them, and they know it so that they know what automations to place inside of a business. And so, even as accessible as AI is, people don't want to do this for themselves. And I'll tell you this I'll just kind of put a bug in your ear. This weekend, I got a chance to really see how real people think about AI, not internet marketers, right? Those of us who are internet marketers, we hang out on the internet, we watch YouTube videos, we watch all this stuff, but we're not necessarily reflective of the real market. And this last week, and that was with their PhD students. And you would think, well, I mean, they're not, they're not like us. I mean, they're not going to be thinking about like a business person. You'd be surprised. I got a chance to see number one, the level at which um, AI has been adopted by everyday people in their everyday lives who are trying to get things done. Number two, they are willing to pay to have new information and new things. So people that have more time, more money than time are willing to spend that money with people like you so that you can put these things in place for them, right? People that have more time than money, right? That's going to be those are going to be the people that you want to sell the automation to as a commodity, right? But they're both people, both markets exist and both levels of people are existing. You've got to be able to position yourself someplace in that ecosystem where people want automations, and they do. They understand what AI does. Some people do not want to understand AI any more than what it can do for them. They want somebody else to do the doing. Right? People are not interested in the doing, they're interested in what it does. And so there are lots of ways that people like us, internet marketers, can be part of those who are implementing and getting these things done. But just as Dave was saying, some of that really does have to do with being in the right place at the right time. And so that's what I really encourage you. This last week we've been talking about robot takeover. It's kind of my little way of talking about all the different offers and things that will be available later on next week, right? On Wednesday, if you are watching, I want you to pay attention. We are going to be releasing a new PLR product. It's going to be free to Ultimate Insiders called How to Create and Sell a Custom GPT. And that's going to be a good opportunity for you to, number one, to either teach someone or to put these things in place and to create recipes, right? Customizing GPT is a very important way of being able to be in the marketplace, um, um, dealing in automations. It's a good way to learn, it's a good way to process, and it's a good way to be known for something that people actually want to have happen right now, right? And I would say that with your level of knowledge of automations, you're probably in the 75th percentile. Now, there used to be a time when you would be in the 97th percentile with the kind of things you know. However, I will say that AI has been adopted by people of all stripes, and a lot of people are understanding these things because, again, they're accessible to people, right? And so Google, OpenAI, all these companies are trying to make them accessible, and people are eating it up. And so whatever you can do to position yourself as someone who can implement, right? Someone who can do, here's the kind of the way you want to think about this. And you may not be a big movie fan, you may not be a big Tom Cruise fan or anything like that. This is not about Tom Cruise, but it is about this. There's a difference between someone who does their own stunts and what we can, if you can be someone in the internet marketing space who does their own stunts, right? Not only do you know about AI and automations, you do them, you create them, you customize them, you implement them, you put them in your own business. So being able to do your own stunts separates you just as if and again, I mean, I think the last movie that this guy did, it wasn't a great movie, but people still rave about the actor. And a lot of what they rave about the actor is that he does his own stunts. And so be someone, in our space that does their own stunts. And I think that's going to be important in order not to get commoditized in, this specific marketplace. Um, so again, make sure that you check out my call with Dave Espino, and you can get the bonus call that I did with him, where we dove in to his product. Right, we got inside of there, and we started to get into what he was really talking about on plrshow.com/Dave E. Tomorrow, actually on Monday. I will release one AI video per day to coincide with the beginning of the month. Now, if you're an Ultimate Insider, I'm actually going to release that to you tomorrow. But to the public, I will be releasing one AI video per day, month two, on Monday. Right on Monday, I will release month two. And again, Ultimate Insiders, look for an email from me. I will release that course to you either late tonight or early tomorrow morning, first thing when you look into your links. And let me see. It looks like I've got a question here. Let me see a question here. Yeah, Bob's actual comment is, it seems that previously it was somewhat tough to sell someone when delegating and outsourcing, but providing automations is easier. Yeah, it's an easier. I think people fundamentally understand that, right? People do fundamentally understand, Bob, automations, and it's probably an easier sell. You're right, right? Okay, so one AI video per day on Monday, unless you are an Ultimate Insider. If you're an Ultimate Insider, I will release that to you sometime late tonight or early tomorrow. Again, that's so that you can be ready for the first. Now, the way these things are going to happen from now on is that the first of every month, I'll release a new one. And so that's how you'll know. This will help me also so that I'll know whether or not I'm ahead or behind in my creation. Right? It was kind of a little disorienting to try to figure out on the 17th and where I am. I've got 15 more to do. And this will really help me to be able to create these better for you. I'm kind of excited about that product. Um, Once again, AI Monetization Masterclass. Very excited about Tuesday. The great Chad El Jazeera will be with us. He will be talking about AI. You do not want to miss it. The only way that you'll be able to see the replay, just like I did with Melody and Sharon, just like we did with Carmen and Carmen Chin, you need to be in the actual course. And anytime somebody gives me a coupon or a deal, the only way you get that coupon or deal with our speakers, you got to be part of AI Monetization Masterclass. And it's really cheap for what you're getting. Week by week, I'm going to be talking to a new expert. We've got Matt Garrett coming up. We've got my heroes, the Rhodes brothers. We got a real lineup coming for you. It's gonna be a hot summer, right? A hot AI summer. So make sure that you are in your place again. The only way you'll be able to see the replay now, I will play an excerpt of the call live on Tuesday, but the only way you're going to be able to see the whole call or get whatever deal that the speaker is offering, you do have to be in AI Monetization Masterclass. And plus, you also get four live sessions of training that I did with unrestricted rights, right? And if that's all you had, right? If all you did was just use the four sessions that I did, well, that's well worth your $17. But you're also going to get training from real people who are really using AI in the real world. That's the idea of this. And I could have technically put Dave on this call too, right? But Dave had a launch, and so I wanted to make sure that we talked to him while he did his launch. And last week, um, great call. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, there's an excerpt on the PLRshow.com/, Tuesday PLR show. The entire call is inside of AI Monetization Masterclass, in addition to a $10 coupon on their automation product. So if you have not picked up their automation product, you can go to melodyandsharon.com. Just know that there's a two if you are a member, if you are a participant in AI Monetization Masterclass, there's a $10 coupon for you inside of there, which you can use on Melody and Sharon's awesome bot project. Right? It's a very, very, very cool, very, very cool project. You'll see that when you get to their sales page. They put a lot of work into it, a lot of thought into it, and Sharon's just an absolute whiz at this. So make sure that you check that out. And again, you want to find out what it's more about. You kind of looking at it, you kind of saying, I don't really, really know what this is going to be all about. Listen to the replay excerpt, and that'll give you some insight on what Melody and Sharon are talking about. You can do that at the PLR the PLRshow.com/ Tuesday PLR show. Okay, so really that's it. I hope that you had a little fun with Dave and that was beneficial for you. And once again, I'll pull that back up. You can get our bonus call at the PLRshow.com/Dave E. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you very much for hanging out with me here. And I just want to say that I appreciate you. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.